Whew. How's it going, people? It's Coolest Dragon, and we are back with more Brick and Sword, Shaw the Templars. Let's continue where we left off at. So, we got the gym. Thank you, Past Raider, for writing that down. So, we got the gym. Let's go inside the museum, see if Lebanon is there. He's still not here.
No, monsieur. No, et no. Okay. Leave it at
Nope, can't do anything here.
closet.
So, what do he wants to do now? Need to find out what Motherfucker Song's all about. Something to do with a hanging man. And I need to find out more about the mysterious Marquet. Alright, so...
Pardon me. Oui, monsieur?
Is there anything we can talk to him about? Will he know? Let's find out. Let's see here.
Can you give me any further information about the tripod?
Certainly, monsieur. It's infamous. That tripod, that belonged to John Dee.
What's the importance of John Dee's tripod?
Dee was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century. The Houdini of his time.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escapologists use ropes, chains, and handcuffs, not tripods.
Well, whatever he was, that is the tripod he used in his experiments.
Okay.
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with his tripod?
Oh, the usual. Didn't you study chemistry at school?
Yeah, but we skipped over thaumatology. Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case? Ah, no! That tripod is protected by a sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm.
How is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
It strikes me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, well, stretching the truth a little.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in its simplicity.
Oh.
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
Not me, monsieur. I am no scholar, though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess.
They ask you to park their car?
They ask.
Whereas...
Yeah, we went over this.
Do you know anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
The sign on the tripod says it was found at a Templar preceptory.
It does?
Yeah. It doesn't mention John Dee at all.
Most remiss.
You don't know anything about the tripod, do you?
No, I don't. I never had much of a start in life, you see. I owe what little education I gained to my uncle. He was an optician, but he also doubled as the village school teacher. He taught me the alphabet. Wait, 19 letters of it. The bottom row of the chart was too small even for him to read, so he left them out.
Why don't you start over and enroll for adult education?
You know, I never thought of that. Do you think if I studied art and did all my homework, I could be a professor of history?
At your age? Dream on.
Ouch, George.
I found this gem at a medieval site in Ireland.
That means nothing to me, monsieur.
How did you manage to get this job?
I had the right qualifications, a military manner, schoolweek issues, and an irrational hatred of children.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Oh no, I don't frequent places like that.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
Okay, well,
Thanks for your help.
okay, so nothing there. Where else can we go for information? Oh, they're eating at the cafe. That's Nico's house. Ah, maybe May detective might know something here about that guy. Let's ask around.
Sergeant Moo,
Yes.
Here we go.
have you heard of a man called Marquet?
Yes. He used to be known as the Mole of Montmartre. I heard he's been hospitalized, probably by one of his rivals.
Huh. Very good. This is where we need to go. Yay.
Which hospital was Marquet taken to?
The Hagenmeyer Clinic. In the Avenue des Hérissons.
That's where we're going next.
Why was Marquet known as the Mole of Montmartre?
Because he lived in Montmartre, I suppose.
Yeah, but why the mole?
I don't know. Maybe he ruined people's lawns.
I'd like to report an assault.
Yes, monsieur?
I'm the
Oh, yeah.
outside. They stopped.
Could you describe...
One look. Their
Bon.
Yeah, we went over that already. Alright, cool.
See you later, Sergeant.
So now we have to go to the hospital. Bingo, there it is. Hospital. Now things gonna get fun. So... let's see. Let's go Dr. Stobbart. Alright, let's get to work. Let's see.
I felt a little guilty as I tried the door, like I was about to rob a grave. I gripped the handle with an involuntary tremble in my hand and pulled. The door was locked.
Here we are. Hello.
Hi, my name's George Stobbart.
Really? If you wish to make an appointment, see the receptionist.
I'm looking for a guy named Jacques Marquet.
In which department does he work?
He doesn't. He's a patient.
I see. You do realize there are strict policies regarding visiting hours, don't you?
This is important. I have to talk to Marquet urgently.
We make no exceptions to the rules.
It's a matter of life and death.
The well-oiled running of this hospital is a matter of life and death.
Darn.
That's why we have rules.
I think I ought to warn you that Marquet is not what he seems.
Explain yourself.
He's in league with a bunch of guys who want to take over the world.
Nonsense. Besides, Marquet's employers have paid in advance for one of our most exclusive private rooms.
Aha. That helped us.
Could you tell me who Marquet's employers are?
Certainly not.
Okay, well, that didn't work out.
Does the name Thomas Merlin mean anything to you?
No, it does not.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamat?
No, sir, I have not.
May I have the honor of shaking you by the hand?
You may not. I don't encourage physical contact between my staff.
Thanks for your help.
Well, he's not going to help me out, so let's talk to the receptionist. Maybe she might be able to help us.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh, the plants. They were my idea. A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
Sweet. Help me out of here, ma'am.
I'm here to see Jacques Marquet.
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm his, long-lost brother.
A brother half his age with a different name and an American accent.
Yeah, people always say that. I blame Mom. We were separated at an early age. After a mix-up in the nursery at the Oakland shopping mall.
I've never heard anything so ridiculous in all my life.
I guess not.
God damn it, George. You're so bad at lying.
So, do I get to see Marquet before the funeral?
That attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see Marquet. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close acquaintance, you're wasting your time here.
Has Marquet been visited by a man in a clown costume?
Oh, no.
You haven't seen a man in disguise?
Well, there's Theodore the Bear. He comes every Thursday to entertain the children. Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear suit. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see.
Has Marquet had a visit from a pair of gangsters?
I should hope not. Can you describe them?
A thin guy who looks like a weasel and his friend, the gorilla.
Sounds as if they escaped from the zoo.
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
Yes.
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now, let me see.
All right.
He was on Ward P12, as I recall. Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh, dear. He's on Ward J2. That's... Nurse Grendel's ward.
Nurse Grindle.
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
He runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock alarm call, 6:10 bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result.
Oh, God.
Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J. How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Bear left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
Alrighty. Now we know where to go.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
You've been a huge help. And so is that pass. Alright, so...
As I turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
Okay, can we talk to him?
Hello.
What's that?
I said hello.
Oh, hiya.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
That's what I thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth. No matter how bad things seem, I never let life get on top of me.
Oh, yeah? What's your secret?
Why, it's easy. All you have to do is smile and whistle this little tune.
You know what? If you start whistling, I'll bust you in the teeth.
It's a deal.
Have you seen any unsavory characters lurking about in the corridors?
No, sir, I haven't. But I've got nothing to worry about. What's that, Mr. Shiny? You'd take good care of the rascals, I'll bet you would. With a friend like him, I've no fear of oppressors.
It must be a great comfort.
He is.
Would Mr. Shiny be your polishing machine by any chance?
Please, don't call him that. He's more of a friend than a machine.
Oh,
I've
jeez.
had Mr. Shiny for 3 years, and he's never let me down once.
Oh, gosh.
How come you got so attached to a polishing machine?
I asked you not to call him that. He's got a name, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Shiny. It's just that...
You think it's odd, don't you? I don't mind. The rest of the staff think I'm twisted. I heard them snorking behind me back when I gave Mr. Shiny his weekly pull-through.
Do you know where I'd find a patient called Marquet?
No, I'm not allowed on the wards with Mr. Shiny.
Okay.
Do you recognize this pass?
No, I don't. Should I?
No, but I wondered if you'd seen a stranger flashing it about.
No, sir. But if I had, Mr. Shiny would take care of him.
What a weird kid.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not until I've washed, if you don't mind, sir.
Do you recognize this matchbook?
You should never, ever play with matches.
I know that, but...
People get hurt when they do. They end up in hospital, like the burger lady. She was so burned up, they didn't know whether to use bandages or onions.
Wow.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now. Hey now, You can't go in there.
How come?
I'm responsible for the contents of that cupboard.
Hmm. Okay. Let's get in here. Hey, Nurse Grundle. Hi, ma'am.
Oui, monsieur.
Is this Ward J2?
It is, but you're not supposed to be here. We have strict rules about visiting hours.
Can't you make an exception? I've come all the way from California.
You must speak to the doctor.
I can't wait that long. What if he snuffs it?
You can't talk like that here. This is a hospital. You will have to leave.
Okay, can't come in here yet. So, we gotta fool Nurse Grundle into thinking that we're a doctor. Dr. Stobbart. MD. Alright, so this one's easy. All you gotta do is unplug Mr. Shiny here. Okay.
As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
And then while he goes to do that... Go, 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 go. Got it. Yeah. There we go. Awesome. And now we're a doctor. Let's go.
Good afternoon, doctor. The patients are ready for your inspection, doctor.
Thank you, nurse.
You'll need this, doctor.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
Okay. Let's ask some questions first.
Do you have any clowns on the ward?
Why, yes, we do. A professional clown.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for the last 3 months.
What's wrong with Boissy?
He was involved in a very nasty accident. A silly stunt involving a unicycle. His current condition is due to post-traumatic shock. It's unlikely he'll ever perform as a clown again.
It's an ill wind that blows nobody any good.
Ah, funny.
Do you have a patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
Why is Marquet in quarantine?
If you wish to know more, you'll have to speak to Herr Hagenmeier. All I know is that Marquet's room is strictly out of bounds.
Do you know who paid for Marquet's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
That's not my concern, monsieur.
Alright.
Do you know Merlin of Gruber Electronics?
No, I don't.
Does this mean anything to you?
The Club Alamut? I've never heard of it.
Okay.
What is this device?
It's for taking the patient's blood pressure, doctor.
Thank you. Now I know what to do with it.
Would you like to shake hands with me?
Well,
No, it's okay. Forget it.
Yeah, George do better.
Thank you, nurse.
au revoir, monsieur.
Alright, so bed number 3 over here.
Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobbart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it.
Ah,
I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job.
what the fuck are you doing, George?
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Really? George, what the fuck was that?
What can you tell me about Marquet?
He's the man in the private room, isn't he? That room was mine before I was tossed out like a common squatter.
Hmm.
Do you know what's wrong with Marquet?
They won't even say what's wrong with me. Tell me, Doctor, what's your opinion?
It's too early to say.
But I've been here for 3 months.
What's your impression of Nurse Grendel?
She's a very efficient young woman.
Efficient? You make her sound like a vacuum cleaner.
I've no complaints.
Ooh.
The woman in reception described Nurse Grendel as a monster.
Well, that's simply not true. She's quite strict, but that's her job, isn't it? You've got to have discipline in a place like this.
Hmm.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
I'm not really a nightclub man, Doctor.
No way.
But I want to shake his hand.
Have you heard of a guy called Merlin?
No, Doctor.
Well, that's all I got to ask you then.
I'll come back later.
Hmm.
Doctor!
Yes.
What is it?
You haven't taken my blood pressure.
George, really?
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later.
Okay, so I can't get past this guy until George here learns how to do a freaking... Ah, George, how you not know how to do that? So
Pardon me,
simple.
nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
Do you want this,
Device for measuring blood pressure?
yeah, do you want it back?
No, thank you.
Alright, I guess I gotta
Thank
learn.
you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
I gotta learn how to use the blood pressure machine because obviously George is an idiot, doesn't know how to do it. George, how do you not know how to use a blood pressure machine?